Tony, you know, Anthony, beside going to Central Catholic, graduated with me from Holy Rosary School.
Right.
And we see a lot of folks from Holy Rosary School. I happen to see a whole bunch of people that were with Tony and I at Holy Rosary. What about this in terms of the membership? I mean, talk to me a little about the old neighborhood and the attraction that people find in going back.
Well, most of the members have some sort of connection, either through marriage or through growing up. As an example, I'll use myself. I lived, born and brought up on Common Street, right next door to Tripoli Bakery. That's where I was brought up. And for me, you didn't go anywhere else except to the feast on Labor Day. And the people that belong to the society today, and Tony is the feast chairman this year, and he can tell you that we have turned a cafe into what used to be the tenements. Years and years, people would come back and they'd visit a grandmother or an aunt, and when they took a break, they went to the tenements. Tenements are no longer there, families are no longer there, so the cafe, the tent area in the parking lot has become that gathering place. It's amazing. We have people that come back from all over the United States, and some of them come from the old country. That they know that this feast is taking place, from California, from Washington. We even had a group of people come from Australia, because there's a group of St. Alfio members who live in Australia. There was also one in Pennsylvania. And, but you can tell, because you can walk down that street during the feast and see somebody that you haven't seen in years, but for some reason on that weekend, they come back to the city.
They come back. You agree?
Absolutely. I see, not to mention anybody in particular, but I see, for example, Glenn Parisi.
Yes.
I don't see Glenn all year, but I'll see him, usually it's Saturday evening, and he's walking down the street, and we'll catch up. And it was just like we had spoken just a couple days ago. And there's others, and there's numerous others that come back for the weekend. And that's, to me, that's part of the enjoyment of the whole weekend. I mean, there's a lot of work for all the members, and it's, it's a labor of love. But at the end of the day, I think beyond the cornerstone, which is our mission, which is supporting, our belief in the three brothers and maintaining that for generations and traditions, it's really family. It's family and it's friendship, and that, to me, is what the feast is about. So when people say to me, what's the feast to you? Well, first off, it's the adoration for the saints, and then it's about family. It's about connecting back with the neighborhood and with friends. And it's a long 3 days, but it's an enjoyable 3 days.
Well, the society members all enjoy it, I know, but all work very hard to make sure that everything goes off. We're going to talk about some of the highlights of the weekend, but I know that I like Tony and like Ray, see people that I haven't seen all year,
right.
And some that I haven't seen for years that happen to come back to a feast. And I know I heard Ray say the other night, we'll talk about the building, that he had actually missed a feast because he was in boot camp. Yeah, and they wouldn't give you a 3-day pass.
Let me go back.
Yeah. But aside from being in boot camp, Ray, how many feasts
have made everyone since my
you were
birth?
A youngster? Yeah, which is incredible. I mean, you look at that, and the people that we talked about we haven't seen for years. But then again, you see the people that work it year after year after year, and you know that you're always going to see them there. And it really is a joy. For me, it's a joyous thing to reconnect with old family, old friends, and a wonderful thing. What about, I know that a huge undertaking for the society, in the first feast, people will come down and actually get a look at a wonderful new building that I happened to see at the groundbreaking the other day, and
right.
I'm still in amazement.
The building's completed. We had an opening the other evening. We also brought our saints back. They were the first time they ever left Lawrence, and they were stored. Now I can say it because they are back, but they were stored in Methuen at Presentation of Mary Academy, and the sisters, I have to say, were extremely kind to us. They gave us a spot in a separate building that the artist could come in for 7 months to restore the saints, and she did a magnificent job. Her name is Rita Shea, and she's from Drake. She's the only person who is capable of doing such a restoration. She is recommended, she's the only person recommended by the Archdiocese, and she did a great job.
She did a phenomenal job, as well as the painting.
Right.
The painting that sits now in our chapel, which is
the painting
of the three saints.
Of the three saints, and I took a picture there with me standing just outside the chapel the other day, because the picture is amazing. It truly is. And I want to talk, when we come back from the break, a little bit about the chapel, and then some of the events that we have to look forward to at the feast that is coming up next weekend.
Correct.
So we will come right back with Tony and Ray. Stick with us, and we're going to talk about the feast. Stay tuned.